What are you doing here? Went and came. What? Went where? Then why you came back? Okay, can you check are we audible here? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Voice. That's going to take some nonsense out of medicine. And what it does to your voice, who knows what it does to the rest of the body. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, entitled Attack by Chandrabhega on the city of King Puranjana. No, wait a second, that's chapter 27, Canto 4, and text, what's the text? 8. Are you sure? Okay, text 8. So many times this one particular number will be repeated. I'm going to be hearing about it. Okay, where is our doorkeeper? Doorman, this Vaman, you know, Vaman and Baliraj. Okay, so what did we discuss last Tuesday? What were the points last Tuesday? Yes. Punarjana. 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 Punar. He has many children, okay?
Same quality as its father.
Okay, same quality, okay.
In order to create this, we have to follow the principle and know austerities as well as
That's the point.
we have to
To
make
follow
various
good, to
regulations.
create good progeny, you have to practice a lot of austerity. It's a very important point to understand. People don't want to understand this point. They think it's just like cats and dogs and everything will be just like cats and dogs. That's it. If you want a good progeny, you have to, there's a lot of austerity involved. Okay.
And we should follow regulation and everything should be regulated.
Everything should be regulated. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a system for everything. You follow, you benefit. You don't follow, it's a mess, no?
If you don't follow regulation, Varna Shankha created.
Okay, if you don't follow regulation, then there is no Varnashram Dharma, there is Varna Shankara. Unwanted children. Nowadays, the whole world is filled with unwanted children. Nobody wants them, neither they want anybody. How does that feel, you know? When you're in the society, nobody wants anybody. And nobody's interested in anybody. They're all self-centered and confused even themselves. So what kind of society is that? No? It's a Varna Shankar society. Big problem. Okay, any other points? Watchman.
I was not there.
You should listen online then.
When Varna Shankara increases, naturally they will elect people who are themselves are not qualified.
Of course. Varna Shankar elects Varna Shankar. Leaders are also not different. You know, and you're electing amongst the same lot or something, you know, what can you expect? Okay, any other point? Kanish, follow. It's cheating business, anyway. Yes.
Children are similar to their parents.
Why you said that? No? I mean, that's the same point you said. No? It's just stated differently. Okay, so this is what is going on. King Puranjana, you know, he's enjoying in his city. This is what happens at some point of life. You do get some. We have saying in the way, everybody gets their own 5 minutes. It's kind of you do get some of your karma. You do get some of your artha. And that's what propels you going further, looking for the same. You always keep on hoping. Yes, I was at some points in life I was happy. I want to experience that again. Yeah. And then you endeavor. You keep on endeavoring in spite of being smacked over and over. You keep on. And I remember I want the same thing again. But then Maya comes in. Okay, come here. You can't have it. But then again, maybe you're given. Okay. Experience a little bit, have a little bit. So just that much that you can keep on. That's just you can keep on fulfilling your karma and your desires. Some of them, according to karma. That's it. That's how material world works. So King Puranjana got his 5 minutes. He was enjoying his family life. He was enjoying his 1,108 sons and 110 daughters. He was enjoying, he had some enjoyment, but we will see, as we said, at the end, things don't go well. Yeah, they didn't go well in the beginning, and at the end also, it's not going to go well for King Puranjana. So let's see what this text number 8 says. Sapanchalapati putran pitrivamsha vivardhanam dharai samyoja yam asha duhitri sadrishair varai. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. After this, King Puranjana, the king of Panchala country, in order to increase the descendants of his parental family, married his sons with qualified wives and married his daughters with qualified husbands. So interesting, King Puranjana was from the Panchala Desh. Who knows where is Panchala Desh? How many of you know a little bit of the history and geography? Where is Panchala? What is Panchala famous for? Raise your hand. Anybody speaks without raising hand, that's going to be a trouble. What is Panchala known for? You never heard of Panchala? Panchanga, Punjab, Punjab, it's not Punjab. That's not. Anybody? Wait a second. Panchala. You never heard of Panchala? Word Panchala. Chalo, Chala, Panch, Chalo, Chalo, Panchala. Come on, Panchala, Panchala Desha. Where is Panchala Desha? I never heard of Panchala Desha. It's so famous. No one ever read Mahabharata. That's the problem. Just watch serials which are nonsense. Anyway, incorrect, twisted. Okay, Bolo, what is Panchala first of all famous for?
Draupadi was the daughter of the king of Panchal.
And Draupadi was the daughter of king. Yes, Draupadi was known as Panchali. It's one of her names, Panchali. No? So she was from a very famous kingdom, King Drupad's kingdom. And where was King Drupad's kingdom? Who knows that? I was there. I visited. Okay, you're suspended till the end of class. I already said what are the norms are. And it's a wrong answer. It makes things worse. Where is Panchala Desha? Where did Pandavas come when they won the Draupadi and Arjuna when he went for this, shooting the fish, with the bow and arrow? Where did that happen? From Indraprastha, actually from Hastinapur. They went to Varanavata. Where is Varanavata? Where was Varanavata? Anybody knows? Where is the house of black when they were supposed to be burned to death? Yodhana made this arrangement. Where was that place? They said it's a very nice place for holiday. You should go and spend some time enjoying. But then they figure out it's all very inflammable, super inflammable. And they were planned to be burned at that place. And then the things were burned, but Pandavas burned it. Anyway, so where was Varanavata? If you don't know, better don't say it. It's very close to nowadays Varanasi in UP. So then from there, they went, hiding incognito. But then they came to Panchala. Where is Panchala now? You say the wrong thing, then you're going to be in trouble. No sweet at the end. You're still daring. No sweet at the end if you mess up. See there, it's there. I'm not bluffing, answer. No, don't say Suraj. There's no sweet. Always. Just cheating. Suraj also won't get it. Okay, Bolo. Panchala Desh. Nobody knows Panchala. Where was King Draupad's kingdom? Where did? What you said? You said something. Wrong answer. Bihar. Wrong answer. You tell this to King Draupadi, you'll see what would happen. When Pandavas and Kauravas, then Dronacharya, when they said, you attack King Draupadi, this is my Guru Dakshina, I want you to defeat him. And Drupa just knocked out all the Kauravas, including Karna. Just kicked them out, just so powerful, so powerful. But then the Pandavas came, and then they fought, and then they captured Drupad. And Drupad was so amazed. Wow, this Arjuna is amazing. So they fought there, and then later on, Pandavas came incognito, and they won Draupadi. And they were like Brahmanas. They thought, who are those Brahmanas? Look at them. It's an amazing story. Anyway, it's parts of the story or something. But where is that place, Panchala? So that's what's interesting. This King Puranjana, are supposed to be from the Panchala country. Of course, this whole story is allegorical story. It's not a real story. But Narad Muni places it there. It's Panchala. So that makes Panchala even a little more. Okay, you can ask Achintya Rupa Prabhu, where is Panchala? He will tell you. And that's the place where Valmiki had his ashram, no? Lav and Kush were there. Bitur, Kanpur. That was the Drupad's capital. Okay, let's not divert from the subject here. So in order to increase the descendants of his parental family, he married his sons and daughters. Okay, so that's very natural, of course, for every householder. That's a major meditation, no? How to marry sons, especially the eldest one. And then how to get rid of daughters, how to marry daughters. How to, yeah, that's so funny. We have one devotee here. Yeah, his name is Hanuman Prabhu. It was so funny. When he married his last daughter, he said, finally, it's like this. Anyway, I won't go into detail. That was very funny. He was so happy. Finally, he got rid of it. Oh, that's... It's very transparent, it's just like that, it's very straightforward. It's just, it's one of the qualities of devotees. So that's what householder married, that's the whole business of household life, how to marry. How do you marry, and then how to marry your sons and daughters, It's just, that's all that's, I guess, exciting in the household life as to marriage parties. So this was King Puranjana's occupation, was marrying, and then of course, somebody who is in New Bhakta, he told me that his mother was very happy that she found out that she's gonna be a grandmother, that his sister's gonna have a child. No, his mother was very happy. So I get very excited like this. There's some conditioning. I don't know. I can't understand that. Some people can maybe relate. They can relate to this. So it's like kind of, becoming a parent, becoming a grandparent. There's some rasa there, no? So people get very excited. And of course, none of this would happen unless you have a marriage. Arrange for a marriage. So King Puranjana, he was quite engaged. He was involved, and he was he was arranging for these different occasions. That's quite a lot of arrangement has to be done. Just imagine he has 1,100 sons. That's a lot of preparation and a lot of involvement. No, it's a lot of hard work to make all these marriages happen, and then that many daughters also. 100 something. It's a lot of engagement. So now in the purport, Srila Prabhupada makes a very interesting statement, but we'll offer first invocation prayers. Om Agyana Timirantasya Gyananjana Shalaka Chakshumuditamya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Praya Krishna Vaishnava Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Acharya Vishishni Bhakti Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vaitagda Shri Sarvada Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, according to the Vedic system, everyone should marry. Prabhupada is making this statement now. It's there, it's in Srimad Bhagavatam. Pramana. Now what to do? So what do we do now? Huh? What do we do now? What is the next logical proceeding step when we read this? Can we deny that? Huh? Yes or no? Simple. Yes or no? Huh? Who said yes? No, sweet. Cannot deny the Shastra. No, deny. How can you do this? But then what do we do?
For the higher principle.
Yeah, you already have, you can't miss now because anyway it's not there. Search for what?
Higher principles.
Higher principle. Okay, yes, we can search for higher principle. We have to see the content in which it has been, something has been spoken. That's the point. And to whom it has been spoken. It's not that all the instructions are same for everyone. No? So that has to be seen, that one has to have that kind of understanding. Kala Desha Patra. It's not that everything is same for all. So in generally, that's a general statement. Yes, it's a general statement. So one has to accept a wife because a wife will produce children. And children in their turn will offer foodstuffs and funeral ceremonies so that the forefathers, wherever they may live, will be made happy. The offering in oblations in the name of Lord Vishnu is called Pindodaka. And it is necessary that the descendants of a family offer Pinda to the forefathers. So that's karma kanda. Has nothing to do with bhakti. In bhakti, there's no need for children. I mean, there's no need for such kind of rituals for the forefathers. One can offer prasadam, one can offer prayers on their behalf. And this is sufficient. That is the last samskar for someone. So it's not necessary that there has to be a lineage of descendants as such. So that's a general Vedic procedure, but it's not a bhakti procedure. It's not necessary within the bhakti process. Okay, not only was Puranjana, the king of Panchala, satisfied with his own sex life, but he arranged for the sex life of his 110 sons and 110 daughters. In this way, wow, that's funny. Once Prabhupada was visited by, it's here in Juhu, visited by, so many men would come and visit Srila Prabhupada and bring their families, and they would introduce Srila Prabhupada, this is my wife, this is my son, this is my second son, this is my daughter, this is my second daughter, this is this one, this is this one. And Prabhupada would go through the motions, like this. So when they left, Prabhupada said to the bodies, yeah, these people simply come and say, this is my sex life, this is my sex life. This is my sex life. Very good Friday, so yeah. So Puranjana arranged, he had sex life and he arranged for his sons and daughters sex life. In this way, one can elevate an aristocratic family to the platform of a dynasty. It is significant in this verse that Puranjana got both sons and daughters married. It is the duty of a father and mother to arrange for the marriage of their sons and daughters. So you have to do that. It's again, it's karma kanda principle. It's a duty. Of course, if you have, hey, he had 1,100 sons. Like Prabhupada said to one man, you have 4 sons, give me one. Let me train him, let him become a sadhu. Of course, that time people will, there was never a time when people want to hear that. Yeah, they always Like the Maharaj said the other day, you know, this Keda Baigam. Keda Baigam? Kita. Okay. Okay. Keda. Kida. Okay, worm, no? Kida. So Kida Baigam. You will not give nice Baigam to someone because you can sell it and get profit, right? But the one which is having worm, Kida, no? Then this one you will give up. So like in the family, when somebody is not engineer who is useless and whatever. I mean, he was translating. Yeah, no, that's okay. Don't worry. No, focus here on the. So, you know, he had so many sons, you know, it's expected or it's hopefully that, you know, that somebody will, you know, be serious about spiritual life, you know. It's hopefully, you know, might happen that somebody out of all of them will be serious about spiritual life. You know, 1,000, 100. Of course, we don't hear about it. He married them all. He married them all. But we see, like in the case of Narad Muni, no? And Daksha. First, Daksha had 1,000 sons. And Narad Muni told them, why are you wasting your life? You're already perfected. You're already perfected. Why are you getting entangled again for sake of some karma kanda populating the universe? You know, who cares about populating the universe? It's the big deal. So many living beings come and go, and you know, it's like, why want to? I said, just go back to God. You're already perfect. Just imagine, you're already perfect now. Why want to get entangled? Why want to get entangled? So he liberated them. And then Daksha was furious. And then he begot another 10,000 sons. And again, Narad Muni said, you should follow in the footsteps of your elder brothers. And you're also so qualified. You know, why want to get entangled? Why want to go back into the sewer? Why want to go back and take so much trouble? For what? Try to understand the nature of the entangling material world. And they also became liberated. And then, of course, Daksha there's such a beautiful description of Krishna consciousness in that chapter when Daksha and Narad Muni interact. It's amazing. It's so wonderful. It's so educating. So when there is some higher consciousness, we see that's bhakti. But here, you know, Puranjana, okay, he's aristocratic. He's following Vedic rules and rituals. I mean, who was more aristocratic and more, you know, paka in following Vedic rules and rituals than Daksha? Nobody. Who did Daksha worship? Who was the worshipable deity of Daksha? Who knows? Huh? Okay, Vishnu. He was doing all the yagyas, everything paka, with so much tapadana yagya going on for Vishnu. Everything for Vishnu. But was Vishnu pleased? Not really. Yeah. Not at all, because as we know, he cursed Narad Muni, no? The bhakti, Shakti, you know, personification or Shakti-avesh avatar of bhakti. How could Vishnu be pleased? And even more so, whom else he offended? He offended Lord Shiva. Vaishnavanam yata Shambhu. And then what happened? He lost his head. You see? So much about rituals, so much about, you know, following these, getting married, do this, and then you end up having goat's head. At least you have a head. That's also good. Sometimes you might end up without head, any head. Because you offend Vaishnavas. So what is the use of all this Vedic, this and this and this and that social? Prabhupada said, with this Vedic social organization, anyway, will come to us. So there is a higher principle. We should be aware of higher principle also. It's not just social principles. That's okay. It is important for, again, certain position, certain level of consciousness, certain conditioning. But not for devotees. For devotees, this is degrading position. It's a backward position. It's not advancing, it's not supporting position. So we have to understand, again, in context, you know, what's going on. So we have to see the overall picture here. So that's fine. Yes, this is what, and again, as we said, this is now when King Puranjana is happy. He thinks he's happy, everything goes well. You know, I have myself and so many expansions of myself. And, you know, this is the goal of life. But as I said, we're going to see how it's going to end up. It's not going to end up well. It's going to be very, very educating, you know. When he's going to have to leave that city of 9 gates, he's going to have to leave the body. And where he's going to end up, it's not going to be very nice. So now it's okay, you know, you're getting some good karma, so to say. But good karma, it's not our karma. Good karma also, you know, will follow with some bad karma. Because he also, as we know, we heard earlier, he did some bad things. That's also there. Okay. So the point is, yes, father and mother have to marry their sons and daughters. Like Srila Prabhupada said, his wife threatened if they wouldn't marry their daughter, she would jump in Ganga. And the daughter was what? 12 years old or something? I forget. 14? Is it 14? Of course, we said already that doesn't mean like nowadays, you know, they have this big marriage party like this and something, go and live together. Or some, no, they get married and then the girl psychologically knows that, you know, this is my husband and she's fixed, that's it. When she's 16 or above, whatever, then they start living together. Before they just visit, exchange some sevas, this, that. They don't live together, but they're married. They're fixed. That's a very good psychology. I've seen I've seen over and over. I remember I was particularly in Rajim, south of Rajim, somewhere there down there, there's one boarding school. And we were doing some Gita competition there. And there was a family who was running that school. They were living there and they had one daughter. And she was like wild, like anything. It's like really wild in a sense, uncontrollable. You know, like when girls, I mean boys, whatever, it doesn't matter. When you are in puberty or in that teenage time, you know, it's like you're just wild with hormones and just, you know, like really crazy. For some, you know, we have so many idols and singers and this and that, whatever. And she was like so uncontrollable, and they were freaking out. They didn't know what to do to calm her down. So many problems, so many things. She was just so restless, so, you know, so passionate. Yeah. And, you know, they were asking us for advice. I said, what you gonna do now? She was already like 17, 18 or something. What kind of advice do you want? You should have married her when she was 12, minimum. That's the Vedic system. And then when she's married like this, she's peaceful. Because she's fixed. Now she's, you know, seeing this, so many other boys and this and that, and thinking about so many more others and this and that. How she will be peaceful? And now you expect her, you know, to chain her or something, and then she'll be okay, or what, you know, what do you expect? Big psychological discussion, you know, or counseling is going on, and I don't know what, this and that. There's nothing's going to work. Vedic system works. I mean, she was really disturbed. She was like, you know, like really wild, you know, like really so much passion, uncontrollable passion. Every girl is like this. So that's why the Vedic system, you get them married. And they're peaceful. Then they you know, it's such a good psychology. It's a Vedic system. And then there is no, you know, going here or doing that or something like this. No. Everybody, the whole society is peaceful. So that's an obligation. So that's what Prabhupada gives that example. His wife threatened him. So that's an obligation in the Vedic society. Sons and daughters should not be allowed freedom to intermingle with the opposite sex unless they're married. Because we know what happens. We know what happens. So much mixing and so many problems. So that you know better than I do. Kanish, you want to give class? Okay. The Vedic social organization is very good in that it stops the promulgation of illicit sex life. How do you pronounce this? For Varna Shankara, which appears under different names in present day. Anyway, so that we talked about last time. Unfortunately, in this age, although the father and mother are anxious to get their children married, the children refuse to get married by the arrangement of the parents. Well, it's both-sided. It's both-sided. First of all, I heard so much nonsense going on. You know, marriages because of prestige, money, you know, influence, so many ridiculous considerations which benefit in no way those who are supposed to get married. Yeah. Dowry, this, that, all kinds of ridiculous things. Yeah. Without really considering the nature of those who are getting married. So why would anybody want to marry? That's another thing. It's like, you know. And of course, children also, they don't want to get married, you know, because they don't even have any closest idea what marriage is supposed to be. And they already had so many other affairs and things going on. So it's both ways. Consequently, the number of Varna Shankara has increased throughout the world under different names. Yeah, because the marriage is a ceremony also. And it's purifying ceremony, purifying the consciousness. And if you don't have purified consciousness, then what kind of soul do you think you will invite? If there is a, you know, union of a man and a woman or whatever, what kind of soul will be manifested? It's according to consciousness. So it's not purifying consciousness, then you're going to be inviting so many demons in practically. And creating such kind of society. So that's why this is something that Srila Prabhupada argues. And in that sense, yes, marriage is important. In that sense, marriage as a social process, it's very essential. Otherwise, if that's not, and of course, most of the people anyway are going to get married. So that there has to be a process followed, process of purification. So, but if it's not there, then there's going to be a chaos. Then it's a real disaster. So in that sense, it's important to have this kind of a Vedic custom followed, Vedic social program followed. Okay, any questions on this? Yes.
Regarding that karma kanda, you said devotee should not perform that karma kanda.
Devotee should not perform karma kanda. Yes, devotee should not perform karma kanda. It's not necessary for a devotee. He may, if it's, for sake of satisfying, let's say, relatives or something. In one sense, you can do that. It's not that you do, it's forbidden for devotees to do it. No, you can do it, but it's not necessary. Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, he did these things, but that was before initiation. He used that as a pretext, so he got initiated there. He didn't do that afterwards. Huh? Who? What? What did you read? Which newspaper? What? You have to find this.
No, there it is mentioned final rights to.
Final rights.
Didn't say that in the time.
Okay, final rights. So what? What's the problem with it? There's no problem. I said there's no problem with it. I also did some final rights or something recently. Something, whatever possible. There's no problem. For divorce, you can do it. It's okay. There's no problem. But the main one is pleasing Vaishnavas by offering prasad. And requesting them for their prayers for the departed soul. That's the major thing. Other things you don't have to do, whatever it is. Because if you really want to do final rites, you have to do it every month. And you know how elaborate and difficult that process is. You really want to do something in like all of these different Shraddha processes, how complicated they are, and how much time consuming, and so many things required. I can give you some Puranas, there are pages of descriptions what is required to be done. It's not just like you think nowadays, okay, I just do it, once a year or something. No way, it's so complicated. It's very, very exhaustive, it's like. And if you do something a little bit wrong, you may go to hell, and whomever you're doing it for will also go to hell, and the one who is performing will also. They don't even know nowadays how to do things properly either. Or if they're not pure or whatever. That's what's karma kanda. You do something wrong, just see the result then. How you get cursed by your forefathers, you know what you're doing. So that's why it's even safer. Just do bhakti. Just offer prasadam, seek devotees' blessings, Haribol, and be a nice devotee. Then everything is perfect. You do karma kanda, you're on the, you're on the ice. You don't know what will happen. Okay. How can we differentiate karma kanda and bhakti? We can very easily differentiate. What's the purpose of it? We want to please Krishna. We don't want to please, relatives or someone else. Huh? Yeah, karma kanda is for demigods, forefathers, for whatever. It can be for Vishnu also, like I said. Daksha was doing yagya for Vishnu. But what's your purpose behind it? Is it for Krishna consciousness or it's for some material benefit? That's the difference. Maybe, but again, you have to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Yeah, you can engage everything in Krishna's service, but again, ultimately, what's the purpose behind it? Okay, let's not get stuck with all these technicalities at the end. Yes. Yes, this time also girls should be married. Vedic process, it's always the same process. Not this time, that time, it's always the same process. There's no but. Girls should also be married now. If you're gonna be father or something, make sure you marry your daughter by 8 years old. It's not easy. Yes, that's the point. You have to check so many horoscopes. You have to see which, they're like Sachimata. She was looking, some girls, how they're serving attitude, how they behave, how they this and that. She said, okay, this will be nice girl. That's all the parents meditate on. This is nice girl, this is nice boy. That's it. That's all their life about. But better you be devotee and meditate on Krishna. Whether this is nice and this is not nice. Everything ultimately turns not nice. That's the point. Okay. Devotees have sisters. Okay. Cousins, that doesn't matter. How much you have to extend now? Okay. Okay, Bola, time is running.
marriage. They have to, how they want to study now.
They want to study. They want to earn money. How will they grow?
How can manage both, husband and wife?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so that's why our whole system is messed up system. Vedic system was first they marry, then they have children when they're young and strong and passionate and whatever. They take care nicely of them and everything. And then when they're in their 30s, you know, when all this passion is used and whatever, and there maybe some children are grown up and they take care of each other and whatever, then the wife can have her career. Then she can, you know, study and work and do whatever, I don't know, whatever. But at home, I mean, and in Iceland. I mean, it's a Vedic system first. But that but the woman also, if she takes care of the children, she won't look for anything else. She won't look for some kind of career you're talking about nowadays. Because she'll be fully satisfied. And nowadays, because they don't, you know, but what the young girls do? What's their prime propensity? That's complete modern nonsense. It's one sense it's true, but it's not true. What is the first thing they exhibit? What kind of nature? What's the first thing? Yes. Huh? Shelter? No. What they do? What they like to do? Cooking. Okay, maybe some of them. Huh? No, that comes later. Huh? No, that comes later. No. They play with dolls. They play with dolls? Who said no? I didn't. Well, that's also there. I didn't say dolls. I said dolls. My voice is low. They play with dolls. Pratima, no? Not big one, that's small. They play with dolls, but that shows the nature, no? Is that showing some nature? Is it pointing to something? What's that mean? They like children, no? They like to be like a mother, taking care, doing this, dressing, feeding, I don't know what, keeping upside down, whatever they're doing with the dogs. No, taking care of, so that's natural propensity. That's what she wants to be, a mother. That's a natural propensity. But when you have all this propaganda and all this nonsense going on, what's going on nowadays, then you're imposing something else. And that's what's going on nowadays. That's not natural propensity. Confirmed. 9 o'clock, number 9. That's not natural propensity. Natural propensity, they like to play with dolls. And they're happy with that. And then naturally she also, what will the sister, elder sister, she'll take care of all the other kids. No? Everybody has elder sister, she'll take care of all the other kids. Yeah, that's why you have a big mess. Anyway, it's a natural propensity. You understand? It's a natural propensity. And then naturally, when she gets married, they should just naturally become a mother and just do the same thing. They love to do that. And that's what I said, then she'll become a grandmother. Again, she'll play with the grandsons and granddaughters and whatever. That's the nature. But you kill that nature, you go against that nature, and this whole material civilization is like this. Then you get what you get. Then you get this Varna Shankar. That's it. So Varna Shankar. Varna Shankar. It's Varna Shankar. Yes. Okay, wait.
The main point is that the naughty boys are telling the okay. So they say, I'm so don't make her married. So they say, don't stop Hare Krishna here, go outside. They do not allow. So what in that situation what devotees do?
I didn't get that.
Means
Not really.
so let's
Come here. Come here fast. Speaking Mike. No, I didn't get it.
Hare Krishna. So sometimes what happened, like some devotees boys, they have man. Sister, I know sister, I know what is sister, but man nikal gaya. So sometimes they say to parents, okay, make her marry. So if they say, so this Shastra mentioned.
No, okay, clear.
Shastra is mentioned, she should get married.
Okay, yes, okay.
So in that time, the parents said, stop this, all this thing, go do this is not allowed. She will do studying in 25. So now it's famous in 30 years old.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing what Shastra says. If the father doesn't marry his daughter by the time she's 14, you know what Shastra says? I think it's Manu Samhita. Then father has to, after every monthly period, he has to eat that. How's that called? Anybody knows? That menstrual waste. That's what Shastra says. So if the parents are like that, then they just imagine how sinful they are. Just for sake of your modern, accommodating the modern society, this and that. It's so simple. But what can you do? If there's superior and you're dependent, whatever, then there's nothing you can do. You can give good advice and then worry about your own Krishna consciousness. That's all. Okay, and don't interfere anymore because it makes no point. Maybe, hopefully, you can pray for them. They get some intelligence and some realizations later. Okay, fast. Time is running. Yeah.
But in Bhagavad Gita, he said that those who worship forefathers, they go to that place.
Okay, Pitrin Yanti, Pitrin Deva, Bhutani Yanti, Bhuteja, Yajinaman. Yeah. Okay, yes, those who worship forefathers go there. So, what's the point? So why you want to worship forefathers? You don't worship forefathers. If you do Pinda or something, worship Krishna for their benefit. You don't worship them. There are people who worship forefathers because they're so attached to family, dynasty, this and that. But then that's what you get. But if you worship Krishna for their sake, that's a different result. It's not the same result. I've seen in Japan, my God, they have like a whole house of their forefathers, one forefather is in this corner, somebody's here, somebody's there, it's like they have so much worship, they're doing this pitri stuff, It's amazing, That's Shinto religion. Shintoism, worship of the nature, spirits, and this and that. So much into it. They worship forefathers. Then you end up with them, wherever they are, because that's what you want.
So if they are in hell, so living also.
If they're in hell, you will also go to hell, probably. Probably. But most likely forefathers don't go to hell. It depends. There's a Pitri Loka. At which stage, how, it's karma is very complicated. In that sense, you don't go you don't go to hell. You go to Pitri Loka. That means they have to be somewhat pious. And you're doing some pious work, so you go to some pious, you don't go to hell. In hell, there's no association. Really, there's not much, there's no time for association. Okay, we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gopramande.